How much collaboration is currently taking place in the industry, or is it just a buzzword?
From my perspective, I don't think there's a huge amount of collaboration going on. I think mostly it's from the search engines. You know, Google and Bing getting agencies onto the premises, doing training, and that's how kind of the agencies get to learn about new developments, etc. But in terms of actual agency collaboration, I think it's such a competitive marketplace that actually, you know, everybody wants to keep their little secrets and their USPs to themselves, which I think is a good thing. Obviously agencies need to be competitive, but on the other hand, they need to collaborate in order to establish a kind of benchmark of talent and of knowledge and expertise that I think is currently lacking at the moment.
Does collaboration drive success for clients, and how?
I think it does. You know, collaboration always should drive success, in that people need to collaborate in order to get the best out of everything that they do, both in agency and in working with clients. You know, I think agencies need to outreach and get the best sort of talent into the agency, collaborate with the search engines, make sure they're up to speed with everything that they're doing, and that in turn, that knowledge enables them to service their clients in the best way possible. So yeah, I think it does drive success.
What are the major challenges to collaboration within agencies?
Definitely a major challenge to agencies. As I said, you know, competition. They don't want to give away their secrets. Everyone perhaps has proprietary tools, etc. So that kind of is the opposite of collaboration. They want to make sure that they're individual and unique in what they're doing. So I think that's the major challenge, really, competition. Just the fact that it's a commercial marketplace. People are trying to get clients in the door, and it's such a quickly expanding industry, particularly in digital, that agencies are perhaps shying away from collaboration with each other. As I said, you know, I think that can actually be detrimental to talent and to the industry as a whole, the fact that they're not sharing knowledge, not sharing expertise with each other. You know, there's not that benchmark there of what actually is a good service and what is knowledge and expertise.
If I asked you the major challenges within agencies, as in like within teams and between teams within agencies?
In terms of account management, I guess it's time and making sure that people have enough time to collaborate with their teams and who they're managing. And I think, you know, sometimes not having enough time can mean that people take on too much, and that means they can't service their clients in the best way possible. And you know, sometimes people don't feel comfortable delegating. So there are a lot of challenges internally with, it depends how the agency is structured, of course, but just making sure that there's that balance between service and time, and that people are collaborating internally to make sure that they get the best out of, particularly the executives and the account managers that do a lot of work on accounts day to day, and to make it efficient.
One bit where you said the structure of agencies, do you think there's any potential better structure to what you've come across at the moment to allow collaboration to work better?
In my experience, yeah, I think that there needs to be more responsibility given to, you know, the account managers and the executives. Often there's that really tiered structure that doesn't always allow people to feel like they can collaborate, feel like they can speak up, talk to managers, senior members of staff. I think it needs to be more flat, it needs to be more collaborative in the sense that everybody should have the same share of voice within the agency, and be able to speak up and feel comfortable in giving suggestions, because ultimately that might be what makes the difference between winning a client and losing a client. So yeah, definitely.
Are the ambitions of agencies and clients aligned?
Ultimately, no, I don't think the ambitions of agencies and clients are aligned. Increasingly, you know, it is a competitive marketplace. Agencies are fighting for business at increasingly lower margins. Clients are happy with that. Obviously, they want to get more for less in terms of client services. But ultimately, you know, agencies are looking to get the best, maximise their commercial profitability, and that doesn't always lead to a better service for clients. If agencies are just out there to quickly pull in clients that are looking for those small quick wins, there's not that long-term relationship there, and I think ultimately that leads to quick turnover of relationships between agencies and clients. For me, that if a client is looking just for the lowest cost agency, that's not one that I would want to work with. You need that that managing of expectations, really. From the outset, make sure that the ambitions are aligned. You know what you have to deliver. I think too often agencies overpromise and underdeliver at that stage of winning business, and clients feel like they've been let down as soon as that relationship develops into an ongoing management relationship. But yeah, I think there is more, agencies could be more proactive in aligning those ambitions. Make sure that clients know what they're getting from the outset. Be realistic with the projections, with the targets, and also with your margin. Make sure it is profitable in the long term. And if that means potentially walking away from certain clients, then so be it.
Are industry awards distracting agencies from delivering great work for their clients, or do awards motivate agencies to produce better work in terms of creative? Probably more likely, but also in digital search.
Agencies obviously want to receive awards and get that recognition in the industry for the work that they've done, but I don't think that dictates the way that they work from the outset. I think hopefully that should be embedded in their daily practice, and the fact that they've produced some great client work out of what they've done in the process is testament to them. It is a difficult one. I would like to think that it does motivate agencies, the fact that these awards do exist. An agency might say, well, next year let's make sure that we're in the running for this particular award, and I think that's a good thing. But as I said, from my perspective, I would hope, or certainly I'd like to think, that in practice agencies work in the best way that they can anyway, and the fact that they win an award is just a proven success of the way that they operate.
What industry leadership skills or skills do you think are needed to cope with recent developments in technology?
Industry leadership skills, it's a hard one, because you'd like to think that in the digital industry people are already well equipped to deal with recent developments and be able to harness their knowledge of those to better promote their work within the agency and to push forward what the agency is doing in terms of their technological practices. I guess just a thirst for knowledge and being able to learn proactively. In terms of leadership, I think it's just a case of being able to digest that knowledge. The industry's evolving so quickly all of the time that people working in digital agencies in particular have to be able to quickly digest that, interpret it, see how it can work for their agency and what they're doing internally, and then churn that out as part of the business proposition, I guess. So I wouldn't necessarily deem it as a leadership skill, just a skill of the industry that's needed.
Should we demystify technology for our clients, and if so, how?
Ultimately, I think we should demystify technology for clients. If they know more, then they can be more reactive to your suggestions. Clients do work differently. Some, when they don't understand things, are open to new ideas, even though they're not quite comfortable with the technology around it, how things work. But other clients, feel more comfortable in having that knowledge and knowing what you're proposing, and knowing how the technology works, so that they can then push that out internally, be able to get buy-in from the rest of the business, particularly when digital isn't so hot on their priority list. How we demystify it, I'm not really sure. it's a case of, I guess, being able to have that trust with clients that they know what you're talking about and believe what you're saying, which isn't always the case in my experience in other agencies. You know, I think clients feel like everything you're telling them is part of a sales pitch, so it's easier to demystify technology when you have a mutual trust relationship going and that clients can buy into what you're saying. And I think how you demystify it is really important, and what are the reasons for doing so. But ultimately I think we can only do that by talking to clients.
As a leader, what skills do you need to make one person's vision everybody's mission?
I think firstly it's not just about skills, making your vision everybody's mission. It's about the vision itself. What is it, and is it believable, is it achievable, can people buy into it from the outset? So I think those leaders have to first take a step back and think, is this vision just an absolute pipe dream, or is it something that I can work together with everybody, with these people, to make a reality? As a leader, obviously, as all great leaders, it's about inspiration and getting that buy-in from everybody you work with to say, yeah, that's a great vision, I want to do it, I want to help you get there. That comes as part of a personal quality, really. You have to be a people person and be able to talk to people and help them understand what their role is in helping you achieve that vision, because without that I don't think anybody would have any motivation to do so. But obviously from an agency perspective, for example, it's about commercially as well. What rewards are people going to get for buying into your vision, and how will they be rewarded for making it a reality in the end?
So what challenges have you encountered in trying to make your vision the mission of your team?
I think there's lots of challenges in making your vision the team's mission, in the sense that, well, firstly I think it depends how long you've actually been somewhere. Let's be realistic, you know, people have to know you well, have to like you. I think for me there's too many agencies where there's not likeable people driving visions, and then as a result people don't feel like they want to put their heart and soul into making it a reality. For me, I guess I'd like to say that I make that part of my mantra in work, in that I try and give everybody the time of day, in the sense that people feel like they can come and talk to me, have support from me, and I think that generates a reciprocal sense of wanting to help you achieve your vision.